Welcome back to Be Anomalous. I'm Sai Menon. Today's episode is a little different. Today, I walk you back to why I started Be Anomalous and why this matters more now than ever before. Be Anomalous is a space that I created for people like us, the anomalies, to finally see ourselves, trust ourselves, and build the lives we actually want. Not just with inspiration, but actually give you the tools, the strategy, psychology, identity work that requires to truly understand your potential and create a real community. Today, I'm walking you through why Be Anomalous exists, why I created each segments in Be Anomalous, and why those matter, and 10 biggest lessons I learned this year that have actually changed my life. So let's get into it. So, why I started Be Anomalous? Because for most of my life, I never fit into any box. I have been too Indian in some room, too Western in others, too ambitious, too quiet in my first job. I spent years trying to change myself to fit into these rooms to make others comfortable. Maybe my difference wasn't the problem. Maybe it was an advantage. It was the power that makes me uniquely who I am. The issue was that I never saw people like me in the rooms I wanted to be in. I didn't see stories of people navigating identity and ambition at the same time. So I created the space that I needed. Be Anomalous is a space for the ones who don't fit in to any box and who want to follow the unconventional path with honesty, with depth, with practicality. Every week, I talk to people who break the mold, the founders, the creatives, the rebels, and instead of preaching what I think, I'm learning alongside you. This is our shared lab, our community classroom where we're learning together. So, the first space, the podcast, was the one that I created. And the reason why I created that is where I get to sit with trailblazers, builders, creatives, thinkers, people rewriting the rules in their own lives. These candid conversations where they share their learnings and lessons that have helped them achieve the life they want unapologetically. Most of the time we see success stories and we think of it like overnight success, but if you listen to every person that have achieved something that is different, it is a lot of effort, a lot of sacrifices have gone into building that. And these conversations are conversations that help you understand what it takes to truly build what you want and give you those lessons and tools that they've used and truly understand if this is something that you want to do. Is to amplify real stories from real people so you can see yourself in them. Now, under the hood. Under the hood is where I take you into the engine room. Every week, I talk about the business strategies anomalies actually use, how to negotiate, how to pitch, pivot, and grow. What is equity? What is funding? What is leadership? What kind of mindset you need? And as I am learning it, I'm sharing them with you, and also the decisions I'm making along as I build my business and why I'm taking certain decisions and the mistakes I've been making. Everything I am sharing it. It's not just business in theory, it's business is lived by people who look like us and who think like us. So, under the hood gives you tools to build fearlessly. Skin Deep is a section that I created because to be able to create anything, you need to truly understand where you are coming from. And that's an essence of anomalous or being an anomaly. Skin Deep is where beauty begins, not with products, not with trends, but with understanding your skin and your heritage. Your skin carries your story, your roots, your rituals, your history, your identity. And when you understand that, you start taking care of yourself in a way that truly honors who you are. So every week, I give you tools to understand what your skin actually needs, ways to take better care of yourself, rituals that connect you to where you come from, knowledge that's not just generic, but it's personal, cultural, and empowering. Because the more you understand your skin, the more you understand yourself. So, Skin Deep is a space that helps you take care of your body while reconnecting with your identity. And finally, debrief. Debrief is where everything ends up landing. Every week, I sit down and reflect the lessons that I learned from the guests, the books that I've been reading, conversations I had on a day to day basis, mistakes I made in that week, things that shifted something within me, and the learnings that I had through that week from everything that I went through in that particular time period. This is not advice from someone that has figured it all out. Absolutely not. It's reflections from someone who's leading in real time. I feel like by me sharing what I'm going through, if it can help anyone, I would love to do that. So, growth happens when we pause long enough to understand what we've just lived. So, why am I sharing this now? We are heading into this new year. And every time, that's the time that you kind of go through resolutions, goal setting, vision boarding, etc. I wanted to take the time early enough, which now you have the whole of December, to kind of reflect and create the space to really move into the next year with all these new changes that you want to truly achieve and be able to reflect. I want this episode to be a reset, a grounding point, because Be Anomalous exists for one reason: to help anomalies like you and me reach, achieve, and become everything you're capable of. Now, I want to share the 10 lessons that I've learned this year, a culmination of everything in the past, my life, from interviews, books, people around me, and my own life that genuinely worked for me. So let's get into it. Lesson one: don't give a fuck about what people think. Ask yourself this: if you could do something and nobody would ever know, what would you do? Most of your fears are just inherited expectations from parents, partners, society, whatever. Let it go. This year, I read this book by Mel Robbins and it changed my life. It changed the way I think. It changed my mindset in a way that I cannot explain. A lot of the things in my life, I stopped myself with the fear of judgment of people or based off of what expectations the people around me had. And I held myself back because of all of those reasons. Just let them go. Let people think what they want to think. It's not your business, it's not in your control. Lesson two: growth happens outside of your comfort zone. Discomfort is not danger, it's direction. It's helping you lead into the next step of evolution and what you want to achieve in your life. When I started pitching my company, I had to pitch in front of people, and every night I would sleep with a pit in my stomach. That's one thing that I realized, that when I have that feeling that I have makes me feel like I'm doing something new. I'm trying something new. I want to be in that discomfort because that means I'm growing, I'm evolving. So if you are too comfortable, you're not growing. Number three: make mistakes quickly. Every guest on Be Anomalous I spoke to kept repeating the same thing. They embrace mistake, they embrace change. They think of mistakes as data points that help you realize that these are the things that don't work and you have to pivot and go to the next step. And getting that data early on helps you and gives you direction to your next step. The fear of making mistakes is what will hold you back. So let it go. Number four, this has been life changing for me. Protect your circle. You become who you surround yourself with. And I cannot stress this enough. Everyone I spoke to, they are surrounded by people who are ambitious, thoughtful, evolving, and they move on quickly from relationships that are holding them back. And I think that's something that you really need to realize, that you might be holding on to relationships that are holding you back. If they're draining you, if they're holding you back, if you feel negative hanging out with them, stop hanging out with them. Those relationships don't really hold any value in your life. If you want to sail, don't fill your boat with anchors. Lesson 5, reading. Fiction or non-fiction, just read. This year, reading changed my brain, the way I think, the way I approach things. Books expand your world, your ideas, your potential. And if you're not a reader, that's fine. You can always use audiobook, listen. But being able to consume more books, they really take you and evolve you into a different person, and you get to know yourself a little better. Number 6, move your body. It creates a ripple effect. When I move, I eat better, I think clearer, I'm more disciplined. Working out makes you believe that you can do hard things, and everything else kind of follows through. It's a step to take to believe yourself a little better. Number 7, track your time. It's shocking. I realized how much time I wasted, and you don't realize it until you look back and you see that they've piled on years of your time. And time is precious. As you grow older, you realize that the people that you spend time with, the things that you do, the work that you do, everything matters so much. Probably because as you grow older, you realize that you have less time, you start valuing it more. One of the exercise that helped me understand where I'm wasting my time is marking it in my calendar, which is green, yellow, red. Green is anything that's energizing. For me, it's reading, spending time with my family. Yellow is your regular chores, laundry, making meals, etc. Like whatever things that you have to get done and you have to do it. Red is anything that is just wasting your time. And that could be as simple as talking to some person versus watching, rewatching shows versus mindless scrolling, whatever it is. Just do that for a week and see how much of your calendar is filled with red, yellow, and green. The point of this is not to reduce the red or reduce the yellow. It's for you to realize how much of it you want to be filled with red and how much of it you want to be filled with green, yellow. Obviously, you should have less red, but again, it's about awareness. Unless you are aware, you cannot change your habits. Number 8, write things down. Your dreams become real when you put them into paper. Write your goals, fears, desires, plans, reflections. What I wanted in my 20s is not what I want now. And writing it shows me who I'm becoming. And I write a lot of these things down. It just helps you be able to track and helps you, capture that time in some ways. Number 9, plan, organize, go. Nothing happens by accident. Plan your life the way you work. At work, you create your time. I don't know if you follow agile methodology or whatever it is, you follow a certain planning to be able to launch a product. Apply that same rule into your life. For every aspect of your life, create system for habits, meals, health, workouts, finances, whatever it is. Unless you plan and create a way to get that, a system to create that happen, it's not going to happen. Everything has to be planned, otherwise it's not happening. Whether it's my meal plan, whether it's things to do with my son, whether it's date nights, whatever it is, time to spend with my friends, everything needs to be planned, otherwise it's not happening. Number 10, declutter your space, your mind, your circle. I usually used to declutter my clothes every end of the year. And the way I would do that is if I haven't used that throughout the year, I'm not going to use it again. And that's the principle that I followed. And now I started using that principle in every other facets of my life. And decluttering creates more space for new things that you want to do and create space for more stuff that you really, really want to do. Unless you declutter your life, and that could be the way you think, that could be the people around you, whatever it is, declutter the way that you want to see your life in the next coming few years. So, before we end this episode, I want to leave you with this. Most of us spend our lives trying to fit into places that were not built for us, trying to be understood by people who were never meant to understand us, trying to make our dreams reasonable so they make sense to someone else. But here's the truth I want you to carry into this new year. You're not here to fit in, you're here to stand out in the exact way that only you can. Your story, your upbringing, your identity, your voice, your perspective, they matter. Everything you once thought made you different, it is the very thing that makes you powerful and makes you unique. Being an anomaly isn't a weakness, it's your strength, it's an advantage, it's a calling, it's a responsibility. And every time you choose to trust yourself, every time you choose to take one step towards the life you want, you are not just rewriting your story, you're creating a possibility for someone who has been waiting to see someone like you. So, as you step into this next year, I want you to remember this. Don't spend another year doing the same shit. Until next time, be bold, be real, and be anomalous.